English learners. Welcome back to Easy Talk Time, your favorite place to relax, listen, and grow your English naturally. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Sam. Today, we're sitting down for a very honest conversation. We're talking about something that is both terrifying and beautiful.
It's a topic many of our listeners are living right now. It's the courage to start over.
Starting from zero, whether you've moved to a new country, changed your career at age 40, or lost something important and had to rebuild, it's a massive challenge.
It really is. Most people are afraid of being a beginner again. We spend our whole lives trying to become experts, and the thought of going back to the start feels like a defeat.
But that's exactly what we want to challenge today. Starting over isn't a defeat, it's a superpower.
I love that. And before we dive deep, let's look at a word we just used, defeat.
Good one. Defeat means being beaten in a struggle or a contest. It's the feeling of losing.
Many people think starting over means they were defeated by their old life, but actually it means they were brave enough to choose a new one.
Exactly. It's about perspective. If you see it as losing, you'll be sad. If you see it as a blank canvas, you'll be inspired.
A blank canvas, like an artist with a fresh start, no mistakes on the paper yet.
Olivia, have you ever felt like it was too late for you to try something new?
Oh, all the time. I remember thinking at 25 that I was too old to learn a new instrument. It sounds silly now, but the pressure of time is real.
We have this social clock in our heads. We think by 30 we must have a house. By 40 we must be a manager. If we have to start over, we feel like we failed the clock.
But the clock is a lie. I met a woman last week who started medical school at 50. She said, "I'm going to be 55 anyway. I might as well be 55 and a doctor."
That is so powerful. That's a growth mindset.
Let's explain that. A growth mindset is the belief that you can develop your abilities through hard work and practice. It's the opposite of a fixed mindset.
If you have a fixed mindset, you think, I am who I am and I can't change. But starting over requires you to believe you can grow.
It's about letting go of the ego. When you start over, you have to be okay with not knowing the answers.
Especially for English learners. Imagine being a high-level manager in your home country and then you move to the UK and you struggle to order a coffee.
That's the hardest part, the identity gap. You feel smart inside, but you sound simple outside.
Let's talk about the comfort zone. It's a warm, cozy place, but nothing ever grows there.
It's like a pair of old shoes. They might have holes in them, but they are comfortable because you've worn them for years.
Starting over is like putting on brand new Lister leather boots. They hurt at first. They give you blisters.
Blisters. That's the price of a new journey.
Blisters are small bubbles on the skin filled with liquid caused by friction. In this case, the friction of a new life.
But eventually, those boots become comfortable, and they can take you much further than the old ones ever could.
So how do we handle that initial pain? How do we stay strong when the newness feels too hard?
I think you have to remember your why. Why did you leave the old life? Usually, it's because the old life wasn't enough for your soul anymore.
True. People don't start over because things are perfect. They start over because they are hungry for something better.
Even if better is scary.
We often talk about resilience in this podcast, but starting over is the ultimate test of it.
Resilience isn't about never falling. It's about how fast you get up.
I read a study that said people who have started over multiple times are actually much happier in the long run.
Why is that?
Because they lose the fear of losing. They realize that if everything disappears tomorrow, they have the internal tools to build it all back.
That is true freedom, knowing that you are the source of your success, not your job title or your bank account.
It's about resourcefulness. That's our next word. It means the ability to find quick and clever ways to overcome difficulties.
When you start over, you become very resourceful. You find new ways to make friends, new ways to learn, and new ways to solve problems.
You become like a survivor, and that gives you a level of confidence that someone who has lived a safe life will never understand.
It's the confidence of a lion, not a sheep.
What about other people, Olivia? When you start over, there are always people who say, "Are you sure? Isn't that risky? You have a good job already."
Oh, the dream crushers. They usually mean well, but they are speaking from their own fear, not yours.
They want you to stay where you are because it makes them feel safe. If you change, it reminds them that they aren't changing.
It takes so much courage to stop listening to the noise and listen to your intuition.
Intuition, that's a beautiful word. It's that gut feeling, the ability to understand something instinctively without the need for conscious reasoning.
Your intuition usually knows you're ready before your brain does. Your brain will give you 100 reasons to stay. Your intuition just says go.
I always say if you don't follow your intuition, you will spend the rest of your life wondering what if.
And what if is a very heavy weight to carry when you're old.
One thing that makes starting over hard is that you have to be vulnerable.
Yes, you have to ask for help. You have to say, I don't know how to do this.
In our culture, we're taught that asking for help is a sign of weakness, but in a new life, it's a sign of strength.
It builds bridges. If you move to a new country and you try to be perfect, no one will help you. But if you're honest about your struggle, people open their hearts.
I remember when I first started this podcasting journey, I was so nervous. I made so many mistakes.
I remember you once recorded an entire hour with the microphone turned off.
Don't remind me. I wanted to quit that day. I felt so stupid.
But look at you now. You learned. You started over the next day, and that second recording was better because you were more careful.
That's the beauty of the second try. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience.
Let's give our listeners some practical advice for their new beginning.
Step 1. Small wins. Don't try to build the whole city in one day. Just lay one break.
If you are learning English, don't try to be fluent today. Just learn 5 new words. That is a win.
Step 2. Find the tribe. Surround yourself with people who are also starting over or who support your growth.
Tribe. This is a very common word in modern English. It originally meant a social group in traditional societies, but now we use it to mean your group of people who share your values.
You need a tribe that says, "I believe in you," when you don't believe in yourself.
And step 3, forgive your past self.
That's a deep one, Olivia. What do you mean?
Sometimes we stay in a bad situation because we feel guilty about the time we wasted. But that time wasn't wasted if it led you to the courage you have today.
Forgiveness is the key to moving forward. If you are looking in the rearview mirror, you will crash the car. We have so many listeners who have moved to places like Australia, Canada, or the UK. That is the ultimate start over.
It's a sacrifice. You leave your mother's cooking, your best friends, and your language.
It's like being reborn as an adult. You have to learn how to shop, how to talk, and how to work all over again.
But think about the perspective you gain. You now have 2 worlds inside you, 2 cultures, 2 ways of seeing life.
You become bilingual not just in words, but in your heart.
Bilingual means speaking 2 languages fluently, but I think our listeners are becoming bicultural too.
It makes you a more empathetic person. You understand what it's like to be an outsider, so you become better at welcoming others.
There's a special kind of strength that only immigrants have. It's a quiet grit.
Grit. That's a powerful 4-letter word. It means courage, resolve, and strength of character.
If you have grit, you are unstoppable.
Sometimes the unknown is where the most joy is.
How so?
When your life is fixed and routine, there are no surprises. But when you start over, every day is an adventure.
Like finding a new favorite cafe or making a friend from a country you've never visited.
Or realizing you can handle a difficult situation in English that would have terrified you 6 months ago.
It's about celebrating the growth spurt.
Growth spurt, we usually use this for children when they suddenly grow taller in a short time. But adults have them too, mentally.
I've seen it in our community. A learner goes from saying, I'm sorry, to I disagree in just a few months. That's a massive growth spurt.
It happens when you stop trying to hide and start trying to live.
Sam, let's talk about why people stay in situations that make them unhappy. It's called the sunk cost fallacy.
That sounds like a business term.
It is. It's the idea that we continue doing something just because we have already invested a lot of time or money into it.
Like staying in a job for 10 years, even if you hate it, just because you've been there for 10 years.
Exactly. But those 10 years are gone. You can't get them back. The only question that matters is, what do I want to do with the next 10 years?
That's a very mature way to look at life. Don't throw good time after bad time.
Starting over is a way of saying, my future is more valuable than my past.
That should be a quote on a wall.
It takes a lot of mental strength to walk away from something you built if it no longer serves you.
It's not quitting, it's pivoting.
Pivot means to turn or twist on a central point. In life, it means changing your direction while keeping your core values.
There is a concept in Zen called Shoshin, or beginner's mind.
What does that mean for an English learner?
It means seeing the world with zero expectations. When you are an expert, your mind is closed. When you are a beginner, your mind is open to everything.
I notice that beginners are often more creative. They find new ways to say things because they don't know the rules yet.
Exactly. Don't be ashamed of being a beginner. Enjoy the curiosity. Enjoy the fact that everything is new and exciting.
It's like being a child again, but with an adult's wisdom.
That is the perfect combination, the curiosity of a child and the grit of an adult.
If you can keep that beginner's mind, you will never truly get old.
We have many listeners in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. They often feel like their best years are behind them.
That makes me so sad to hear. In many ways, the second half of life is better because you know who you are.
Starting over at 40 is different than starting at 20. You have emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence, the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions, and to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically.
You know how to handle stress. You know how to talk to people. You know what matters and what doesn't.
So, if you are starting a new career or moving to a new country later in life, remember, you are bringing a gold mine of experience with you.
We've talked about grit, intuition, tribes, and the sunk cost fallacy.
It's a lot to think about, but the main message is simple. You are allowed to change.
You aren't the tree. You can move. You can grow. You can start again.
Let's recap our words for our wonderful English learners.
Defeat, the feeling of losing. Remember, starting over is not a defeat.
Intuition, your gut feeling. Trust it.
Grit, strength of character. You have it inside you.
Pivot, changing direction without losing yourself.
Bilingual, speaking two languages. You are building the skill every day.
And most importantly, resilience, the power to bounce back.
Before we go, let's give our listeners a courage challenge.
Oh, I love challenges. What is it?
Today, identify one thing you've been holding on to just because you're afraid to start over. It could be a small habit, a limiting belief, or a big life decision.
And then?
Just acknowledge it. Say to yourself, I have the courage to let this go if it's time.
That is a beautiful first step, just the acknowledgement.
You don't have to jump off the cliff today. Just look at the horizon.
And remember, we are here with you every week.
Olivia, I feel very inspired today. I think I'm going to go try that new hobby I was afraid of.
What is it? Mountain uncycling?
No, just oil painting. But it feels scary to be a beginner.
You'll be great, Sam. Just enjoy the messy canvas.
Thanks, Olivia. And thanks to all of you for listening.
You are brave, you are growing, and you are not alone. Take care of yourselves, keep practicing, and we will see you in the next episode of Easy Talk Time. Bye, everyone.
See you next time. Don't be afraid to begin again.
If you enjoyed this, subscribe to Easy Talk Time and keep learning English with us.